Hi, my name is Dr. Caryn Denise Cooper, and I am a K-5 elementary school principal in Plainfield, New Jersey. And I'm lucky enough to be sitting here with Rita Williams-Garcia, author of PSB 11. And we can't wait to tell you all about the Gaither sisters, their hilarious adventures, and how this book can be used in the classroom. So Rita, where did you draw inspiration when writing about each of the Gaither sisters?
I started with Adelphi, the lead character, and I think it's really my older sister who inspires her because I was the baby, my brother was the boy and the middle child, and my sister had to take care of us. Now we're all 13 months apart. Oh, that. And so from the time she was 3 years old, we would call her teacher because she was the one who we learned from, and we had to listen to her. And so since I had this very responsible model to start with, I could then create the dynamics between them, given Delphine to be very responsible and the other two kind of being on opposite sides. So she would always have to break up fights, resolve things.
But she really took her job seriously, being an older sister. And I think her mother reminded her to be 11 was important to help her realize that she can. He slit down her hair and just be a child. The Gaither Sisters trilogy discusses important events like civil rights movement and the Vietnam War. Why do you think it's important to teach these events through the lens of children their age?
Oh, so glad you asked that question, because it's the reason why I wrote that trilogy. I wanted to share a period of time in African American history with young people, mainly because I was there for a good deal of it. But I truly believe that when you learn something through the viewpoint that you're closest to, you can relate to it more. So, I'm smiling as I'm listening to you talk because during the time that I was in school, history was taught with textbooks, it was taught through timelines, and we had to make timelines, and we had to memorize facts. And so I wish we had many more historical fictions such as PSB 11 during my time period, because it really helps you better understand history through the lens of children who are living those experiences at the time. And so I think historical fiction is a very important part of public education right now in terms of what students should know in history. So one of my lifelong dreams is knowing that my book is being used in the classroom. And I'm wondering if you could tell me how you would encourage other teachers to use PSB 11, what kind of activities they might be able to use.
So that's a great question. I think there are a number of activities that the book lends itself to being used in the classroom. One of the things that come to mind immediately is the social studies curriculum. Students study the civil rights movement. And so learning about the different perspectives and the themes that take place and having discussions around those themes using that book. Another activity that could be used, it certainly lends itself to writing. Students are able to do literary analysis where they're writing about characters, prospective characters, motives, also writing from the different perspectives. So the story is told from the perspective of Delphine. And so what would it look like if the story was told from the perspective of her sisters, Big Mama, or even Papa?
There is a point in the story where the children engage in a debate. And I think this is an interesting time for children to model for adults how to debate. I'm wondering if that's a skill that's back in the classroom.
We don't have specific debate teams right now at the elementary level, but certainly argument where students are telling their point of view, their perspective. And so one of the themes that one of the topics that actually stood out for me is just social justice. And so bringing that point and allow kids to show what they're passionate about, something that's happening either in the past for something that's happening now. People throw a letter writing campaign or even just bringing awareness to the topic.
More and more, we're seeing a lot of interest from the community with what is going on in the classroom and in the school. And so I'm wondering, what kinds of activities, maybe community-based activities, do you see implementing or suggesting for teachers in the classroom?
We try to give the students experiences where they get back to the community and where they're learning empathy, they're learning how to give back and make their community stronger and better.
So one of the things I'm thinking of is Delphine regularly went to the food bank, to People Center to get food for our family. So maybe students can organize like a food bank where they give back and give to shelters or give to those who are less fortunate. And so just organize that whole thing, connect it to giving back. So what would you say to inspire young writers in terms of writing your own books or telling their own stories?
Okay, I'm so glad you asked me that question, because I say, first, love to read. Find the books, find the materials that you like to read. Maybe you like graphic novels, maybe you like comic books, maybe you like science books, but read. Read just so that you can hear the music of language in your ear. Then write. Write a little bit every day. Make a commitment.
Rita, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today about PSB 11.
Of course, and thank you for having me.
We hope you gained insight on how this book can be used in the classroom
And that you had fun hanging out with the Gaither sisters.